Hello. Hello, Internet folk. Welcome to Strange Conversations. This is an interview show I started because I wanted an excuse to talk to people that I like on Instagram Live. So here we are. No one is here yet. I'm talking to myself. There's Jordan. Hey, buddy. Have a very special double guest tonight. Two guests. Gonna be a great time. Let's see if I can get one of them up here. Yeah, I think that did it. Do this again just in case. Hey,
Hey,
buddy.
hey, friend, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing
Super
well.
good to see you. This is my good buddy Jordan of the Campfire Tales podcast, if you don't know that already. And I think we're just waiting on Ryan now.
Yeah, he told me a couple minutes ago he was just getting set up.
Cool, cool. Well, it's not like anyone's paying us, so
Yeah,
we're on our own schedule here. Jack's here, Mike's here, Cody's here, the Abracast is here, and Arthur Miyakota official. Hello, hello to all of you.
so how are things, man? I feel
There-
like it's been I feel like it's been like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days since we talked for 5 hours straight.
Oh my gosh! So Jordan and I, because no one else knows this, I haven't really told anybody except my wife. Jordan and I talked for like 3.5, 4 hours the other night
Yeah,
for to record a campfire chat, but which I'm very excited about.
yeah, me too. I'm gonna start editing it this week, and I was just trying to think like which hour got recorded
Dude, I was
because
gonna
we talked
ask
for
you
so
that.
long.
Like, what did we even record? Because
Yeah,
Jonathan's here. Hey, buddy.
I'm honestly not sure, man, because we talked for it was like 4.5 hours
It was
that we
a long
talked,
time.
and somewhere in there we recorded an hour or so of it, but I'm not sure which hour.
We just started shooting the breeze, and I don't even remember what the hell we were talking about. But I think it was like 11:45 p.m.
Yep.
And you're like, "Oh shit, I should record this thing."
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that was dope. That's why I'm excited about tonight. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. It was a good time for sure.
Erica's here. Hey, Erica. It's a good crowd. It's always a good crowd, but this is a great crowd.
What's up, Jonathan? How are things?
Wearing your shirt, dude. I
Yeah,
guess it's all of y'all's shirt. We're
that
gonna
shirt
talk
looks
about it
pretty good
later.
on you.
I now have what is it? 3 Jonathan Dodd shirts in my wardrobe. Yeah,
Yeah.
3. We're just about to
I'm
order our. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm still waiting on my paranormality shirt. The postal service hates me.
That sucks. Mine
Yeah.
came in like a week and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah,
Hmm. Bummer.
for sure.
Yeah, I have that one. I have this one, and then the Hellbent Holler shirt,
Mm.
Jesse and Joe, that was
Yeah.
designed by Jonathan. So
That's a great shirt too.
yeah, not a week goes by I don't wear Jonathan Dodd.
Right?
Um, Jack says, I looked at that today, and oh, Jack's talking about your paranormality shirt.
Oh,
Speaking of
okay.
Jonathan Dodd clothes, I looked at that today instead, and it is still arriving late, so I'm going to send you a new one. Oh, cool. So you may end up with 2.
Thanks, Jack.
That's cool. Yeah. Jonathan, got my Paranormality magazine shirt too. Is it weird to wear your own shirt? I don't
No
think
way.
so,
Yeah.
personally.
Rep that
I
thing with pride.
Yeah, I've ordered the final prototypes for our El Mothman and Fright logo shirts, which is the black and white logo. I
Yeah.
intend to wear them everywhere to an
Yeah,
obnoxious degree. So,
definitely.
you know, I also didn't design them because I don't possess that ability, but,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
fair. No, I would I would definitely wear them. Wear them
Yeah,
everywhere.
right? Like, then people can ask you, where'd you get that? And you can be like, here's
I
here's
made it.
what I do in my spare time now. Yes.
Yeah.
Just pulling my notes up here. I'm hoping I don't need them, but better to have them. What, buddy? What's up? What's up? You gonna do this all night? Probably.
Yeah, Jonathan, me too. I want one of those Fright logo shirts so bad.
I'm so excited about them. So I've
Yeah.
got the templates all set up on our, dropship account. We're using Printify. It keeps drooping. Um, and I have a sample that's in the mail, and as soon as it gets here, provided it doesn't suck, I'm gonna, make it available. We're not willing to sell anything until we put hands on it. I
Yeah.
don't
Definitely.
want to do that. No disrespect to anybody that does. Like, the drop shippers are fine, and there's no reason to think the product's not going to be good. But I just, like, personally, I'm so scared of, like,
Yeah.
you know.
I know we were super anxious about that too. So
Yeah.
we played it safe also.
Oh, it's working. They're coming in good. Quality's
Good.
good.
Yeah.
X Crowbot X. I'm gonna wonder if that's a MST3K reference. Just
It might
asking.
be.
What do the films The Sixth Sense and Titanic have in common? I see dead people. That's really good. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a play on words.
That's solid.
I love that. I'm here for that.
Mm.
Buddy, just chill. Just chill, like, right here. One of you guys. However many. Okay.
I don't know what's keeping Ryan.
Well, he's probably doing something that's actually important.
Yeah. Knowing him.
Yeah, Carly's here.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Carly.
Hey, friend. A big thank you to Carly for putting me in touch with Scott Donnelly, I believe his name is. Got a new book to read this week. So, there you go,
Nice.
buddy. Run on out of here. Hello, a random shop. Nice. I don't know what a random shop sells, but I would like to buy it.
Yeah.
Get this angle right. I'm experimenting with a new angle. I don't know how well it's working.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Carly says, hey, friends. Hey, my pleasure. Yes, thank you very much. Very excited about that. Scott Donnelly is releasing a book, fiction horror, about the Mothman returning to Point Pleasant. And thanks to Carly's good referral, I got to get an early look at it. So that's coming out on Valentine's Day. On
That's
Valentine's Day. Yeah. I'd like to tell you I've already read it and it's amazing, but I haven't read it yet. Hello, Heart Jennifer.
That's my wife.
Willkommen. Oh, hi, Jennifer. Hi. This is the first time I found out what your wife's name is. That's cool.
Yeah.
Buddy, this is a lot. Do you have a plan? All right. It's not even a place to sit. He's just, like, climbing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know one of ours went to the vet for a test today, and the whole evening after he got back, he was, like, clinging to me. And usually he's one that clings to my wife and not me. So it was super weird.
I thought you were lost forever, Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're weird little guys, man. I don't know what I'd do without them. They drive me nuts, but I don't know what to do without them.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That's one thing you and I can bond on is having a billion cats.
Yeah, dude. I love the fact that both of us have close relatives. I don't want to share too many of your personal details that are, vet techs, and we both have a shit ton of cats. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good thing to have in common, I think. A couple good things.
Definitely. A bonding point, certainly.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I got nowhere to be. We'll chill for a few more minutes here, and then if Ryan isn't able to jump on, maybe we'll kind of get into the
Yeah, that's fine.
not script, but notes I sent you. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, if he doesn't show up soon, we can just get into it.
Cool. I feel like you know how there's a running joke in the Moth Boys podcast that Jake doesn't exist. Yeah,
Right.
like sometimes I know Ryan exists because I listen to your show, but you're the one I generally communicate with. So like the other day I was like, wait, what if Ryan doesn't exist either?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just doing a second voice.
Yeah.
For sure. No, if I was doing both voices, there wouldn't be nearly as much crosstalk.
No, it's clearly two different people, but just crossed my mind.
Trust me, that's like the bane of my existence. The crosstalk. Oh, there he is.
Hey, the man himself. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. That's a
You're
really
right, Jonathan.
terrible.
Jake is definitely AI.
Jake is an AI developed by Matt and Mike. Oh, my dad's here now too. Hey,
Let
Dad.
me see.
Hey,
I'll
Ryan.
turn this.
Ryan, you're sideways.
I know I am. Damn it. All right.
If you can figure out how to get it to flip, please let me know because I've been
Yeah.
trying for a while and failing
That kind of
miserably.
sucks.
Dude, you're popular. You popped in and we got like 5 more viewers. Hello, Sarah, the
Let me
Tudor
see.
Graveyard, and Sarah Bot. Met her a time or two.
There we go.
There you go.
Nailed it.
Awesome. So we were just debating whether or not you actually exist, Ryan. So this was a
Yeah,
really good time for you to pop in. Like people are going to think we planned it this way.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I
Here's the proof.
barely exist.
He's a real boy. Carter's here. Carter, Haunted History BC, Tina 9665. This is a
We've
wow,
got so
dude.
much up here.
Dude, people were
Yeah.
waiting for you because you jumped in, Ryan, and like a bunch of people showed up. This is cool. Hello from Canada. Hi. Okay, cool. So I'm really excited about this. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna leave it. That's fun.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pumped for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. There we go.
Oh man.
And he
No,
leaves.
no
He's
place.
like, Ryan's like, okay, I proved I existed. I'm gone.
Just have to deal with all my technical problems here.
No, you're good, dude. I wish there was a way to like run Instagram live through your computer with a high quality camera, but you can't really do that. I don't think it's kind of a phone thing.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's what's annoying about this is, just trying to figure it out.
Somewhat limiting in that regard. Yeah. But
I'm
anyway,
not good with Instagram, so yeah,
it's not the most intuitive platform, admittedly. Snapchat drives me nuts though. I can't figure that out to save my life.
So, yeah,
I don't even try.
I think we're old.
Same.
I don't know.
Yeah. Too old for Snapchat.
And TikTok, I feel, honestly, but that's another thing. Anyway, I would really love to introduce you guys to anybody who may watch this now or in the future that's not already familiar with Ryan and Jordan of Campfire Tales. So, self-bio, anything you care to share or, a little bit about you?
I mean, basically, we host a podcast, Campfire Tales of the Strange and Unsettling. And we take supposed real life cases of, Fortean phenomenon, and we turn them into campfire stories. And then we spend 45 minutes or an hour talking about the real life situations that inspired the tale.
Yep.
That's what we do.
Also, just noticing your shirt, I appreciate that.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was the first one to order one, but I was an early adopter, and I'm very proud of
Awesome.
that. No, this is definitely in our notes tonight, but you guys did an amazing job with Jonathan Dodd on this design, and I love it.
It turned out stellar, that's for sure. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, you put that guy on anything. I promised myself I wouldn't talk too much about Jonathan Dodd, but I'm such a Jonathan Dodd stan, as Sarah Cooper puts it. But he did a fantastic job on this design, like so creepy and cool, and I love it.
No,
sure.
we couldn't agree more. Like working with him was a joy. It's exactly what you like hope it'll go like when you approach a designer. It's exactly what happened. So
he's a great dude. Yeah, I've had the privilege to hang out with him like twice in person in the last year. He's just a great dude, man. Awesome creator. He was on this show a couple weeks ago. So
yeah,
Mothman 46 is here. I gotta say hi to him. He's a good dude
for sure. He hangs out in the clubhouse sometimes, right?
Yeah, he's been a panelist on a few of Greg's rooms for Cryptocasters. Yeah, he's a cool dude. He makes really funny memes. He sends me really interesting UFO footage that I've yet to post because I just haven't gotten back to the UFO thing. And he's just a cool dude. Very cool dude. But tell me, how did this get started? How did Campfire Tales come to be a thing?
You want to take this one, Ryan?
Well, so we tried for several years talking about starting a podcast. Literally years ago. And we tried to find like what we would actually do if we did one. This is where we failed like tremendously. And we tried once or twice. They didn't quite pan out to be what we were expecting or wanting. More just silly and just off the wall random. So it was kind of on the back burner for a while. And then we just kind of randomly started talking about it again. about how we really wanted to do a podcast. Like, what can we do to make it, like, kind of set us aside from everything else? I mean, there's so many like true crime and like paranormal podcasts and stuff like that out there, and like, of course, that being like what we really enjoyed, it was like, what do we do that's going to be different that not everybody else is doing? And so, like, I growing up loved the idea of, are you afraid of the dark? And so, like, kind of use like that premise. Like, so we were like, so what if like we kind of did it like this, where we told it basically like around the campfire, and we basically just told stories that are, paranormal based stories that are based off of real events. Like, how would that work? So like we put a lot of thought into it. We spent a long time just kind of coming up with the whole premise of the show, and just basically just kind of putting together like a format that we would use. And then we set a goal, we set a timeline, and we busted out a bunch of episodes and started just writing stuff. And so that's kind of where it came. But yeah, it was just something we wanted to do for a long time and just could never figure out like what we could do with it.
So it had been brewing for a little while. It was just a matter of the right. Okay, cool.
I mean, Ryan and I have been collaborating on some form of art or another since we were like 13 years old.
Right.
So most of that has been music, playing music together, but it was just a natural fit. It was a natural partnership because we just have that kind of shorthand with each other from like literally 25 years of making things together.
It's just something we always feed off of each other's energy well, better than I can with anybody, and so like, and just playing like music and stuff. And it was always like something where I'd play something, he would immediately be able to know exactly what I'm doing, or vice versa. So like we always had that type of like chemistry when it came to like that, kind of creative side. And so like, it only made sense that like we could branch that out, like, and especially with both of us, like not really doing a whole lot with music and stuff these days, gives us a lot more of like a creative outlet and stuff that we get to use.
Yeah. That's really cool, man. And that dynamic shows up too in the show. That was one of the first things that kind of jumped out to me about it when I first started listening to your show, is that you guys have a really organic and natural kind of dynamic. Like it works. Yeah. It works really well. Yeah.
Thank you. That's like a big thing that we want, right? Because that's like, for me, that's like a defining quality of a podcast. When you look at the like higher end, I guess, podcasts where obviously it's two people hired to sit in a room together and talk, and you can feel that when you're listening. And yeah, I'm glad we don't come off like that at all.
No, it's very natural. Like it feels like two friends having a real conversation. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just agreeing, and then I was also going to come off that, like, from our first episode, like we were a little like rocky, and it seemed like very like we were very stiff. But like as we progressed, like it just so much easier for sure.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Like sometimes I'll go back and listen to our older episodes, and I'm like, why did I say that word that way? But
man, there were a couple words I literally like as I'd be editing and be like, oh my god, I say this like 50 times in like the span of a half hour, an hour. So like I would cut them out, and like now I'm just trying to develop it as a habit to not do that anymore.
I use the term allegedly a lot, I've realized.
What was that first one that you had to break? You kept saying again. Yeah, he kept going again and then like reiterating.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was, and then there were times like where again wasn't even like shouldn't have even been there. It's not like I had said that before. I'd be like, well, again, and then say something completely like off topic. So yeah.
But you had thought about it before, so again.
Apparently, right? Yeah. I found a way to make it work or justify it. So who knows?
You guys, so your content output is not only impressive in terms of quality and quantity. Everything you put out, I think, is great. That's just, let's keep that in mind for the duration. Yeah.
Thank you.
But it's also consistent. You guys consistently release new content. How? How do you do this? Because some of the people watching here, I'm just going to take a look at the audience. We have some of our fellow podcasters here hanging out. And that's one thing I really struggle with from a creative aspect is consistently getting stuff out. How the hell are you pulling this off?
I think like it helps that we both like. I mean, we're talking all week long and like planning out like episodes and like what our what that person's topic is for the week. So because of course we take turns like writing a story and then we debrief it and like break it down and stuff. So like each week one or the other tells a story. So I think that really helps. It helps us to like, it's not something where we're both like having to come up with like content every single week.
Right.
So that definitely helps. But I know like when we started, we set a goal that we had talked about like, do we do bi-weekly? Do we do weekly? Do we monthly? Like trying to figure out, and like obviously our goal is to do a show that we have fun with it, hopefully does well, but like have fun with it in the meantime. And so but yeah, it just stuck, and like we do manage to make it work. Sometimes it can be tough, that's for sure.
Because you haven't missed an update. You haven't missed a week since you guys launched. No. Sorry to cut you off, but
now we're doing a secondary show on Fridays, or a secondary segment. So yeah.
I think a big part of why that's the case is because, again, going back to the fact that we've been friends for 25 years, neither of us have trouble keeping each other accountable.
Right, for sure.
Like if one of us is like slacking off or procrastinating, the other one, it's like our job to call each other out and be like, you need to be on task. We need to make this happen.
Well, I mean, there's times where Jordan definitely keeps me in check, and it's like, dude, we're getting down to the wire. And I'm like, man, I know I'm struggling, right? No, but like, it definitely, I think being able to be like that flat, not even flexible, but comfortable, makes a big difference for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to be able to be honest with your partner. Like, hey, it's crunch time. We got to get this done. Hey, whoa, nope, this way, buddy. Quick reset, just to anybody who might be jumping in. I'm hanging out with Jordan and Ryan of Campfire, Tales of the Strange and Unusual podcast. I've been a fan of for a while.
Unsettling.
Did I say unusual?
Also,
I just botched this whole thing. I'm sorry, guys. This show's over. I'm going to close it up. No, thank you guys so much for being on here. I'm sorry for butchering the name of your show right now.
Oh, good.
That's cool. Really, it's a mouthful.
Really great to have you here. It's a good name, though. I just call it Campfire when I'm talking about it in conversation.
I mean, this show technically is called Campfire with the subtitle, and that's why, that's why our secondary segment, Fireside Chats, So you're good. I mean,
Frequently, I hear people like using the shorthand Campfire Tales podcast.
That one a lot too.
That works too.
Yeah. And anything that people can find us through.
Okay, as long as you're comfortable with it. Hello to Jeff, Strangeology. Hello to the Moth Boys. I don't think I said hi to them when they popped in earlier. Are they still here? Yeah. And everybody else, thank you so much for watching. It's great to see you.
Yeah. Solid numbers tonight.
Yeah, this is good. Every one of these we've done, I'm going to self-brag for like just a few seconds here. Every one of these we've done has broken the viewership records of the one before. So awesome. I think we're on track to do that again tonight. Awesome. Yeah. So let's see. We talked about your work with Jonathan Dodd earlier. Created an incredible design for you guys with the Pope Lick monster. Do you have any spoilers for upcoming collaborations, or are those still secret right now?
How do you do, Ryan? Do you want to talk about the one that's
go for it.
Okay.
No, I want to put you on the spot. Like if you're not ready to reveal anything, that's cool. But
no, it's cool. We have we've been working with Easton Hawk for quite a while on this next design, and it's based on our Stardust Ranch episode, and it's I don't want to say too much, but it's going to be epic.
I have an Easton Hawk here somewhere I was going to pull out and just like hold up while you were talking, but now I can't find it. That's what I was looking for.
Really, really good one for sure.
Yes.
He's fantastic, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. His work is not derived, but like when he was on, I should take a couple steps back. When he was on the show, I talked to him about like, you know, your inspirations and stuff. And he talked about old sci-fi movie posters, which I have always adored. And like, you really see that in his style. Yeah. Sure. The word derived is not at all applicable because he does something that's very unique and distinct. But
it feels, it's like you can see the inspiration, but everything I see from him feels brand new. It feels like something I've never experienced before.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'm really excited for what he's working on for us.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that, you guys. I've got his Mothman here somewhere. That's what I wanted to like wave around in front of you.
His favorite thing, I think my favorite thing of his that he's done is the Kentucky Goblins one. Like, I still just absolutely love it so much.
Yes.
That was a popular one at CryptidCon this year.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It really is. His creature work is insane.
It's incredible. Yeah. And he's got figurines coming out soon. Like
I've seen that.
Wow.
Yeah. I love how you say I have an Easton Hawk like you have a Monet.
Yeah. I have an Easton Hawk. I have a couple Jonathan Dodds. I've a Brett Cook here I'm very fond of. And then also a Mike G of Art of the Morning Star. These are all people that have been on this show. But yeah, I like to think that, you know, obviously these guys are going to be in museums and stuff one day. So I can be like, no, I have an original Jonathan Dodd print from 2021. It's signed. Yes. Very cool. I can't wait to see that. Very cool. We talked about this kind of a little bit a second ago, but have you run into any like burnout or creators fatigue since starting this project?
I think it's inevitable. You know, I think that it's definitely inevitable. It's like, you know, especially when you're sticking to such a strict timeline that we are releasing weekly and having to now that we're releasing fireside chats.
Which is great, by the way. It's really great what you guys are doing.
They're awesome. But like, as you can tell, like for the majority of them, Jordan has been the one releasing the fireside chat so far. Because like I just have not had a whole lot of extra time to set up interviews and stuff, you know. So like that's where it kind of gets down to that point where I'm like, man, like, you know, just it'd be nice to have a little bit of a break sometimes. But at the same time, like I look at our numbers and like the feedback that we've gotten and like, you know, and just, I mean, even just like people that like we're friends with that are like, hey, I've been listening to your guys' podcast, and we're like, cool, you know, like that's awesome. And they're like, yeah, you guys are really good, and you know, and so it feels good from kind of like that standpoint. So like I have to remind myself like we're doing something, and we seem to be doing pretty well currently, you know, and like I don't want to ruin that. But yeah, I know it's you know, it's something, like I said, I think it's just inevitable. I think everybody's going to get to that point where, you know, like you just have to push yourself, right? So
yeah.
And like Ryan said, all of the fireside chats so far that we've released have been me interviewing someone, and he left out the part that the reason why that is because he spends like an insane amount of time every week editing and doing sound design and like
that's very time consuming.
All the stuff that makes our show like awesome.
Are you guys looking at the chat right now? Speaking of how awesome your show is.
What?
Oh, holy shit.
Whoa!
Oh, that is awesome.
Our very good friend Jack of Paranormality Magazine would like us to know spoilers. Jordan and Ryan, you beat out Monsters Among Us this month for #1 in the top 10.
That's awesome.
That's incredible, everybody.
Shit. Congrats, you guys.
Yeah,
that's super solid. All right. Well,
dude, put that on your resume. No disrespect to Derek Hayes and Monsters Among Us. He's awesome. But now you can say you outranked him on a podcast listing. Yeah. Holy shit.
That's why it's such a big deal, because he's so awesome.
Jordan and I just had this conversation the other day. I was like, man, I really want to know, like, I wonder, like, what we're going to rank this month. And he's like, well, it's not out yet. I was like, damn it. You know, like, I hope we find out soon. And, like, I feel just, like, to keep doing better and better, you know, like, it just feels awesome. So, yeah, I'm super pumped. That's super sweet.
Now we just
That's
have to
dope.
hold on to number one. So keep voting.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
We got to fight for it now.
Yep.
That's great, guys. Man, congratulations. I had no idea about that until this exact moment. Like, this is really cool.
That's solid.
Very, very cool. So I'd like to talk a little bit about weird stuff. We've talked a lot about podcasts and the creative process, and this has been really fun, but, you know, obviously we have to talk about weird stuff.
Yeah.
Is there, and you can both answer this separately or together, whatever, both, I don't care. Is there a topic or cryptid or a particular case or phenomena that maybe initially sparked your interest in this stuff?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Yeah, I think the first thing that really grabbed me when I was young was my dad had a pretty terrifying Bigfoot encounter in Alaska that he used to talk about, like, around the campfire on the weekends. And it was a story I heard 100 times growing up, and I was obsessed with it. And so honestly, I think it's Bigfoot that got me into it initially.
Okay.
Also, though, I don't know, a lot of it comes from, a lot of my interest also started really in, like, the, like, esoteric side of things and the sort of like chaos magic and stuff, Wicca, stuff like that I was really into when I was young.
Jack Parsons, Aleister Crowley.
Yes, yes, all that stuff.
Jack Parsons.
In particular, I had an uncle who was really into all that stuff, and he got, like, I remember him talking to Ryan and I when we were, what, 12 or 13, about, like,
it might even
lucid dreaming.
It might have been like around 11 or so, but like instructing us to, like, keep a book of our dreams so we can, like, learn how to manipulate and control our dreams and, like, all this like cool shit, like. And being a kid, like, it was like, man, that's a pretty damn good idea, you know?
Yeah,
like,
it's magic.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah. So I think stuff like that really got me into it.
This is kind of a question out of left field. Do you feel like people in the paranormal community should maybe spend a little more time talking about Jack Parsons? Because the guy did some weird shit.
Dude, yes, absolutely. I think he's, like, he doesn't get nearly enough credit for all the weird shit he did.
Yeah, in the scientific or the paranormal communities, because he did a lot of weird shit. Yeah, okay. Thank you for agreeing with me on that. I appreciate it. I've been screaming about Jack Parsons for a couple years now. It might be unhealthy.
So Ryan, what got you into it?
Yes.
I mean, just like Jordan said, like, I mean, when we were younger, we did a bunch of dumb shit, and, like, you know, and, like, just being, like, I mean, just, you know, being just silly and whatever else, and, like, slowly getting into, like, Wicca and stuff like that, and, like, you know, just being young and, like, really not having any idea how anything worked, right? You know, so that, like, but also at the same time, aside from that, I've always had, like, things that have been with me and have, like, followed me and stuff like that my whole life. That we've been kind of slowly talking about through our fireside chat with me, but, like, kind of on, like, my history with, you know, paranormal and ghosts and stuff like that. So, like, I think that's been my biggest thing to, like, to push me in that direction. That and, like, just my obsession with aliens and UFOs, and, you know, so, like, in that from being super young.
That's
but
awesome.
Yeah, I'd say definitely a combination of all of them for sure.
Very cool. This is a good time to be a UFO enthusiast. You know?
Oh,
yeah,
another sidebar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good time. Have you guys seen that meme that's taken from one of the Twilight movies where it's, like, the rich vampire standing up on the balcony, like, looking down at everybody else?
Yes.
I don't think so.
The one
I
that
saw.
You posted, I think you posted a version of it today about Encanto.
I did. I actually made
Yeah.
that. I'm very proud of it.
Good job.
I'll have to go check it out.
But yeah, it's like the Volturi, I think they're called, the really old, powerful vampires in Italy, and they're, like, standing on a balcony looking down on everybody else, like, yeah, so better than you. I saw a version of that the other day that was like UFO Twitter whenever someone on the news says that we need to talk about UFOs. Like,
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel right now.
Like,
in
look,
light of all
asshole,
this
we've been
stuff.
talking about this for 40 years.
Right, exactly. Like,
I have all these books, dude.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah. Is there a case or phenomena that either of you or both of you are convinced is a hoax, is fake, is nonsense?
oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely some. Hang on, let me think here. Because I know these I mean, obviously things that we've done episodes on that I can definitely say, to me at least, I guess I'm not gonna put it bluntly, but I could say, like, I firmly do not believe it.
Well, pick one.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I mean, I'll come down. I'll come
Yeah.
down real hard on Travis Walton. I think Travis Walton's a goddamn liar. I'll start it off. I don't buy his shtick. Sorry, bro. Just don't. That's mine. But fair, sorry,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Man, I mean,
it's okay.
I don't want to piss a lot of people off. But like, I mean, when it comes to like things, I'm gonna say the Jersey Devil.
Oh man,
obviously, is super silly. It's one of the silly, especially when it comes to cryptids. One of the silliest like cryptids, and I mean, and obviously we even done a story on it, but like that's one I would never believe at all.
Yeah, that's not nearly as offensive to the community as the one I thought you were gonna pick, Ryan.
What was that?
What is this one? That's what I really want to know. Carly says, I am here for all of this. Spill that tea.
Do you know which one I was thinking, Ryan?
I'm figuring Flatwoods.
Yep.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Ryan does not buy Flatwoods at all.
I know.
Interesting.
I know, surprisingly, right. Like, the only thing that I buy about it is, like, Ed and Fred, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, still, like, told the same story into their, like, 80s, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, you tell a story enough times, you can memorize it.
Sure.
Interesting. Can I ask? This is really interesting. I'm getting excited. Can I ask a little more, like, about what about that story is not convincing to you? Because in the cryptid community, at least the folks that I'm familiar with, that seems to be one of the stories that were more like, okay, yeah, maybe this did happen. So I'm not here to like tell you you're wrong. I'm just genuinely fascinated.
Like,
I really want to hear your
Lost
perspective.
In Space and like Danger Will Robinson, like, that's how I look at it.
Okay.
Again, and we're probably gonna get people like flaming me and stopping watching here, but
hey, there is no master's degree in paranormal studies. None of us know what we're talking about. So
it's true.
Now,
yeah, Braxy is a well-loved figure.
I know. Like, I love the idea of it.
Yeah.
But
I think what makes it less believable is what artists have done with the Braxy sketch over the years.
Yeah.
How first off, she's been given a gender, and she's also become a robot at some point. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
They just kind of took all these liberties with it over the years, and it's been like morphed into this, like, I don't know, it's almost like a robot version of the woman from the maple syrup jar.
You know what I mean? Aunt Jemima.
Yes. Aunt Jemima, yeah. Just like this conical, upright humanoid shape that's just like, I
can see that.
Okay.
Sure.
She's become like a robot lady on top of a Dalek.
Yeah.
That's basically what she is.
A Dalek, yeah. I'll ask this, though. Like, don't we refer to most cryptids... Well, I don't know. Do we refer to most cryptids as he or it? Like, do we generally assign... Like, as I hear he a lot with Bigfoot, Sasquatch.
Definitely.
Nessie, we tend to say is a girl. Where did that come from?
I think it's just because the IE. I think that's all it is.
We could do a whole
Exterminate.
Mothman 46 says Lou Elizondo lives. Come at me. Ooh, that's interesting.
That's a big one.
I don't have a strong opinion on him, I'll be honest. Let's see. Jonathan Dodd, that bat is nuts. Absolutely. Crescent Hair, the bat theory for the Jersey Devil. Interesting one. Yeah. I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Carly.
Exterminate! Yes. What was that bat? I can't remember. The hammerhead bat.
Yeah. I think that's what the Jersey Devil was for sure.
Same. Yep.
But Aaron, as a Texan, you'll probably be offended slightly by the one that I am 100% convinced is a hoax.
I
And
wasn't
that
born
is,
here, just so you know.
okay, fair enough. That's the Aurora incident. I
Oh
I don't
man.
I don't buy it at
See,
all.
and that's one I get behind, which is
No.
weird. I know, yeah. But they have,
This
That's a
there's
tough one.
remains in the cemetery.
That's a tough one because it's
Supposedly.
documented in great detail.
uh-huh.
You know,
Too
one
great a
time.
detail.
Yeah, you could argue that there's almost too much information, but
Yeah.
you could also argue that, yeah, these guys in the middle of Texas, hill country, plain country, whatever, had nothing else to do. So, of course, they kept a really accurate record of it. But why won't they let us dig up the grave to prove that it exists?
See, because Texas law is you have to have at least like next of kin.
From next of kin,
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
And you can't
that's the
send a
line.
notarized
Right,
letter to
so
Mars.
I'm surprised. Like that's what I think we even like talked about that when we did that episode. Like surprised that the government didn't enforce like, hey, like we're just gonna
They
do this
would.
anyway.
Of
You know,
course they
so
would.
yeah, like but at the same time, may just let it be.
The problem is they know it's horseshit just like I do, so they don't
Well,
care about digging it up.
Well, devil's advocate, how do we know the government didn't go out there in the
That's
middle of the
true.
night and dig up this alien body? Because I don't know if you've spent any time in Texas Hill Country, but there ain't shit out there. So, like,
Right.
just saying, you could, yeah.
You know what really breaks that case for me? It's a thing that I encounter a lot when I hear UFO sightings, and it just ruins it for me every time, which they'll describe something that has no place being on or near a craft capable of interstellar travel, right? So, like, in this one, it's the fact that they claim they found paper with weird symbols written on it inside the craft.
That's interesting.
I mean, no.
I
No,
hadn't
you
thought
didn't
about
find
that.
paper. Like,
Well,
no, come on.
Yeah.
Don't worry
I mean,
about it.
I could just as well see it be just their claim to fame because
Yeah.
every place needs it, right? Like,
yeah.
and every place has one of some sort.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you have something and you can say like, there's alien remains here, and like you can go and visit it, that's going to draw a lot of people in.
Yeah.
So
very true. Very
the
true.
the most frequent one of those that I've come across is like you'll hear people describe seeing the aliens through a glass window.
You can't have glass on a
No.
spaceship,
Yeah.
not literal glass.
There's no way.
I mean, but
certainly
I
on
doubt
an
it's
interstellar
glass.
craft.
I feel like every time that happens, I'm thinking like you're describing whatever a UFO looks like in your time period. You know what I mean? To pop culture. That's what you're describing. So like because of that, I have trouble with the Betty and Barney Hill incident, honestly.
Because of like the medical procedures and stuff that they use?
Yeah, and just looking through, I mean, they describe seeing through like windows. And I don't know. I just have trouble. Imagine if we might be 500 years from like true interstellar travel, right? Imagine
it's a good estimate, yeah.
Like imagine jumping 500 years in the future. Do you think those crafts are going to have like double pane glass windows?
I mean, I could still see it being some clear something.
I don't know.
Like, it's not going to be glass.
Have you guys read? Have you read any Larry Niven? He wrote Ringworld, the novel that Halo was kind of inspired by.
No.
He writes about ships that are completely indestructible because they can travel between stars and be hit by tiny pieces of debris and not explode. But they have completely transparent hulls, like the occupants can literally see everything, and they're developed by advanced species and all this shit. I don't know. It's 1970s sci-fi, but you made me think of that. Yeah.
Okay.
See, I could see that for sure.
I mean, I could buy that before I could buy finding like a composition notebook in the driver's cockpit.
Dear diary, today I flew over Texas.
Exactly.
Oh shit, something's gone wrong. That's the last entry.
Yeah. Oh,
that's a really interesting take on the Aurora incident, guys. Like, I love that.
We like to think outside of the box. What can we say?
Well, what do you think about Roswell? Since we're talking about UFO crashes,
I'm
asking you to commit on this one. This is a big one.
Yeah, I'll let Ryan take this one.
Roswell, I buy, but I don't, and there's different reasons. Like, I definitely buy because, like, during that time period, it was like, especially when it was out in the open and everybody knew, like, this is what happened, and all of a sudden it was like they immediately retracted everything and like, no, this didn't ever actually happen. Like, this is all bullshit, and this is like, we're like, this is all entertainment purposes, basically.
Because the original press release said a flying saucer. Like,
right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, with that, and then immediately retracting, and then also like claiming that it's more of like they're going in the direction of like entertainment and stuff like that, and that's where like immediately like aliens and stuff like that are thrown into media, right? It became a big thing, especially during that time period. So like that's what like kind of sets it apart for me, and especially obviously, like I think like that made it a little bit more. Give it a little more like credence, like like at least like made it a little bit more of something than say like this is what happened, ha ha ha, and then just let it go. So I think like the immediate retraction and stuff like that, like kind of made it like, oh shit, like people aren't ready for this sort of thing. Where whereas because I mean at that point they definitely weren't. Like it would have been bad for sure.
Yeah.
Like now like people would eat that shit up. Like so it's.
We're all just kind of like waiting for that moment now. Like,
I mean, at that point, you're talking about an America where like 85% of citizens would say they believed in angels, or like attended church at least once a week, or you know what I mean. Like religion was, and I mean, if your life is based on your faith, that's earth shattering to discover that extraterrestrial life is real. And
I think like. Yeah, like I said, and that's what like at least adds a bit more to it for me. And then growing up, like loving the whole idea of Roswell, and like and then also just I don't know. It's just I don't think I could ever like see myself being like I really don't buy it. Like obviously you're at least for me, I'm always gonna have like in the back of my mind, do I 100%? No, I definitely have doubts about it for sure.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff about it that just don't add up, right? But like at the end of the day, I'm definitely I'm always going to be on board for sure.
Nice. I would tend to agree with you guys. Yeah,
I feel like going completely. I feel like going completely against the Roswell.
There we go.
I feel like going completely against that is kind of the same as a Bigfoot guy going like not buying the Patterson Gimlin footage. You know what I mean? Like that's like the Holy Grail. Right.
It's kind of the piece of evidence that we keep pointing back to over and over again, year after year, and going, but what about this one? What about this one?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to kind of look at it with, and just, I mean, especially if it's already something, like you said, somebody that's very adamant or very into Bigfoot, and like a strong believer, like you can't just look at it and be like, well, I don't buy this like part of it when things are very like strong evidence, right? So.
Yeah. Aaron, you got to rein us in. We could talk for hours and hours and hours.
Dude, for real. This is why we talked about this at the beginning, Ryan, before you jumped on. This is why me and Jordan talked for like 4.5 hours.
That's what he told me,
We were supposed to be recording like a 45-minute interview. I have no idea what we talked about, but it was like, it was great. It was great.
That's always our problem too. Like we'll be like, all right, we're gonna get down to it tonight, like get this done, knocked out. 4 hours later, like, what the fuck happened?
What the fuck are we talking about?
So.
No, John, we'll for real get together at like 11 p.m. and we're like, we're gonna do business tonight. We're gonna get right to it. And then at like 2 a.m., we're like, we should probably start recording.
You guys burn the midnight oil too, because it's not quite past my bedtime, but usually by this point, I'm passing out on this couch behind me here with a Star Wars book on my chest, watching The Simpsons. So I appreciate you keeping me awake. Jonathan Dodd, these guys think outside the box, love their POV on these subjects. Yeah, absolutely. And then Jonathan also says, Aaron, you need one of those Cruella de Vil cigarette holder stick things. Yeah, I'm not proud of this, guys. Smoking's not great for you. I do think it makes me look cool, but I don't think I should do it. I found out we might be getting that freeze this week, and I just don't care. Alex is here. Alex Petticoff.
Hey, Alex. What's up,
Hey,
man?
guy. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude as well, since we're talking about people we met this year that we like. Very cool dude. Ran into him at CryptidCon. We've talked quite a few times on Clubhouse. He's paneled on a couple of the rooms that I've hosted, so great dude. He's actually coming on Strange Conversations in a couple weeks. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one.
February for this show. I'll talk about that later. We're here to talk about you guys.
Okay.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Is there a case that same question in reverse? We went all the way around the UFO circuit with this one. Is there a case that you're convinced is paranormal that you think is more credible, other than Roswell, since we've kind of already talked about that?
I'm almost 100% convinced that Bigfoot is either extraterrestrial or the remnants of like a lost civilization.
I like that one.
I think it's one or the other. I definitely agree. I feel like, based on the, at this point, hundreds, maybe thousands of accounts that I've listened to of people who have had sightings, it's capable of things that a normal terrestrial creature just is not capable of. Like how many times it's just walked over a ridge and vanished. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like in Batman, Commissioner Gordon looks away for half a second and looks back and he's gone. That's basically what Bigfoot does.
Yeah.
To people all the fucking time. And
I was rewatching. Sorry, no, finish what you're saying. Sorry.
I was just gonna say there's no way that it's just a hairy hominid.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think so.
I agree.
I was rewatching On the Trail of Bigfoot. Do you remember which one it was? Was it? It wasn't The Journey. Oh no, Sarah has her headphones on. She can't hear me. It was one of the early installments of On the Trail of Bigfoot by Small Town Monsters, which I absolutely adore. And they cover and they have video where it's like this family and they're filming out their back window, and you see these footprints in the snow that appear out of nowhere and then disappear out of nowhere. And at first I'm trying to think okay, how could you fake that? How could I fake that? And my very limited experience with snow, consisting primarily of the Texas freeze from last year, has taught me that you can't just go out into the middle of snow, make footprints, and then leave without leaving a trace. You can't do that.
Yeah, not really.
So tell me if I'm wrong, because you guys are from the great frozen north.
But we're about to get a foot of snow this week, so yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not possible, for sure.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, okay. I mean, you're going to be seen coming and going in the snow.
Yeah.
So,
Folds and Floods, definitely follow them. They do some really cool stuff. Multidimensional hiccups would explain how they seem to pop in and out of existence. Yeah. I like the interdimensional theory. I also really like the ghosts of human ancestors theory. That's a fun one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoy that one.
I don't know. Everything we talk about, I like pretty early on I made a meme where it was the metronome flipping back and forth really quickly, and it was on every case it's every other theory and ultra terrestrials. Yeah. Every case you can go ultra terrestrial.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Once you've read The Eighth Tower, it's really hard to go back. It's
it is.
Have you read have either of you guys read The Vengeful Djinn by Rosemary Ellen Guiley and Philip Imbrogno? I think that's his name. Highly recommend. Slots really well into that same idea.
Right on.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Is there a case? This is one I'm actually excited to ask you. I've never asked this before. Is there a case that you really, really, really wish you could find the answer to on Google? Just one. Just one that we could settle once and for all and move on with our lives.
Dyatlov Pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one?
Dyatlov Pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
That one drives me
Just
crazy
because we speculated so much on that episode, and there's like so many possibilities.
Yeah.
Which theory are you most fond of with the Dyatlov Pass? I know you've talked about this on your episode, but you know,
I mean, I love Bigfoot just for the theatrics of it. The like, I love the idea of like turning it into a monster movie where they're out there in like the frozen tundras of Russia and they're attacked by essentially a Yeti.
See,
I'm not saying that's the most likely. I see that, and that's why I want to be able to just Google the answer, because my frustration with that case is that we do all this speculating on it based on the information given, but at the core of it is the fact that you can't even trust the information given, because this is like Soviet era intelligence.
That's what I was going to say.
It's from the Soviet Union.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's no way to know how much of that's real, how much is left out. Like,
it's all aliens and government cover up. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
I like the aliens theory. I like the infrasound theory. I don't know if you've heard much about that one.
That one's super cool.
Yeah, the book Dead
just
Mountain.
Like the different like pitches and stuff that can cause crazy behavior and
Yep.
Which John Keel talks about in the Eighth Tower.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we dived a little bit into that in the episode that we did.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Dove, not dive. Yeah, whatever.
Dove, dive,
doesn't
divot.
matter, you know.
Divid.
It's a colloquial difference.
Yeah. Well, guys, honestly, I could talk to you all night long, but it's a weeknight. It's Monday. I don't want to keep you too long.
Yeah.
Where can we follow you? What can we keep an eye on that you've got coming up?
Follow us here on Instagram, campfire.tales.podcast. The same username on Facebook.
Campfire TOTSAU on Twitter.
Yep. We launched our Patreon, and we're going to be releasing lots of stuff on that in the next month or so.
It's been a little slower to start, but we're making up for it, and what we're about to release. So
nice.
We also have our T Public merch store, which we're actually about to change away from it, but it's still out there right now. So
So your merch shop is out. Yeah, you guys have some great stuff up there, like this. Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, we're on the Patreon. We're going to be very soon. We're going to be starting a Patreon exclusive series on the missing 411 phenomenon that I'm going to be doing, and Ryan's going to be heading a mini series of his own that breaks down individual cases of the Men in Black.
Yep. Very cool. Looking forward to that. Good forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun for sure. So
very cool.
But you can find us on all podcast platforms as well.
Yep, everyone.
Awesome.
Right.
Except Amazon. I think it's Amazon Prime. I think everyone I talk to about that is like, it takes like 3 years to get on Amazon.
Yeah,
Prime.
I haven't even tried.
I mean, it's like Amazon Audible too, though. Like you can go on Audible.
Yeah, that's true. You can't go on Audible unless
they do on Audible. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, gentlemen, it's been great. It's been so much fun. Always enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Ryan, I'm so glad you're a real person.
Yeah.
Always good to see you.
For once here.
Yeah. You guys have a great evening. We'll talk again real soon, okay?
You too. Thanks, everyone, for showing up.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
See you later.
Good night.